All right, you guys. Oh, it's so bright up here. Thank you all for just sticking around. Stay around because we got a really good one coming up specifically about clean deals. Now that we've been talking about scope of work confirmation, now that we've been talking about what is it going to take to get you paid and get your paid locked down, we want to talk about what does it mean to have a clean deal. So I'm going to sit up here for just a minute before I bring in our really amazing crew that's going to talk about this with me. And we will do a very, very comprehensive training after Power World on all of this. Very comprehensive. This is just an overview. This is just a teaser for you guys. This is to let you know that this stuff is coming down the pipe. Get ready for it. And we're going to get you ready for it come, what is it, Wednesday, I believe, next week. Make sure you guys clear your schedule. We'll send out some newsletters. We'll send out some times for you guys on what to expect. But we are definitely going to be doing a very, very, very comprehensive training on scope of work confirmation, COGS plus. What does it mean to do a clean deal? And in the meantime, because I'm not sure how much time I need to keep stalling for to get my slides up and everything ready, but I want to tell you a couple little fun jokes. Courtesy of ChatGPT, because I'm not that freaking smart on jokes. But why did the solar panel apply for a job? Why? Because it wanted to get a little more current. What do you call a solar-powered ice cream truck? A Sunday driver. S-U-N. Come on, you guys love it. And why did the homeowner install solar panels? To make sure the house is always a sunny disposition. All right, you guys. Oh, great. Where's the what? Come on, you guys. It's ChatGPT. You know I can't. Come on. All right, you guys know me, Rachel McDonald. I'm your Director of Sales Success, and we are getting ready to talk about the Clean Deals panel. I'm really, really excited to bring up our 4 panelists today. We've got Tom Cotter, who has nearly 2 decades in solar. Come on, Tom Cotter. You know, multiple nonprofits that he works for. Tom does so much good for our industry, for our company, and for the environment. So we are more than happy to have our Wikipedia of solar up here. Tom, thank you. Then, of course, we have the latest $1 million jacket earner, Cynthia Alvidrez. Give it up for Cynthia, looking sharp, always the most elegant woman in solar, always on point, ready to share her knowledge and ready to educate her homeowners and bring the best of the best to everything she does. And then, of course, we have Mr., where the hell is he? Where's Owen Carey? I don't know if you guys know this, but Owen comes from a background of sales in the wine industry. And with what he did in the wine industry, I'm pretty sure he sold so much wine that he kept the whole earth in good spirits. Now he's bringing that to us. Give it up for Owen Carey. And then, last but definitely not least, we have Mr. Jordan Shaw, who, I don't know if he even needs an introduction, because look at him in those gold sunglasses, even though he doesn't have the gold Crocs on. So handsome, right? Look at that guy. Look at, oh, don't you die. I know, right? So Jordan, you guys know him. You know his backstory. He's, gosh, almost what, a decade in solar. Prior to that, he was in IT. So we have like 4 of the best people here to talk about what it really means to have a clean deal. These guys are the ones you want to learn from. These guys have the highest pull-through in the company. And what I mean by pull-through is they don't just sell a job, they get that glass on the roof. This is what we're going to talk about today. So we believe, and we put this slide deck together, and everybody's going to have their piece and talk about their portion, but we definitely believe that doing a clean deal, it actually starts as far back as the lead gen phase. You know, we see the discovery phase, presentation. It's part of your whole project. It's part of everything you do, from knocking on that customer's door to getting it all the way through post-sales. So I want to get started actually with you guys. Oh, I have a chair. Yay. Oh, it doesn't make me any taller though. Okay, a little bit taller actually. I think I am a little taller. So I'm going to get started with Owen here. Oh, and I'll let you take the thing. You know, green goes that way. Green for forward. Okay, so Owen, tell us about the beginning stage of getting to a clean deal. You know, where does it really all start?
I think the qualification.
Oh wait, I don't have a microphone. Jordan's holding it.
I can talk really loud if I need to as well. But
Do the mic.
The qualification process is really important to make it a clean deal. The reality, and it's a saying door knockers say, I don't even know if you qualify, right? And that gets homeowners excited. The reality is there's homes that do not qualify for solar. And, you know, we want to know the context of the project. Let's see if I click this button here. I can't even read the screen here.
Yep, you get this right there in front of you, dude.
Okay. So what is the lead source?
But
This is a question I like to ask. It's really important. Got it up here?
Yep.
Oh, there we go. So the lead source, if you bought these leads online, that's a lead source. Was it a Facebook post that is promising a free generator, and now I'm going into the deal, and I don't even know about a generator that's in the project? So there's the lead context too. Is this a family member? Tell me, let's get on a call to talk about this lead. Let's see.
You can stand up.
I can stand up?
Yeah, you
Perfect.
can.
I like moving because I have ADD. So is this person shopping? This is a really good one to know, because what if they already have 15 bids, which I've seen that before. It comes down, if they have 15 bids, let's just cut to the chase at that point. We want to add some value, but you're not going to put as much time into those type of projects. Did we look at the house first? This is a funny one here. Hey, Owen, I have a lead. This is the client's house.
Right.
Do we think this house qualifies? Are we going to spend time on this? Right. Cut the trees down. We're going to bulldoze it. Not my cup of tea. The other one I have here is, can we help this client? I get a lot of lead gens. I actually have a good story about this. I got a guy in Tennessee call me once. First off, we don't do solar in Tennessee. And he said, my battery is sparking. Can you help me? I said, are you an electrician? He said, no. And I said, I am not one either. And he said, well, how can you help me? I said, you need to call 911 right now. You will get these kind of people. Let me help you. End the conversation politely and move on to the next one. The other one, blind dates. Okay, what I meant earlier, this is your lead. Why don't I know about the lead before we go into it? Hey, a good idea there is, suppose you're talking to an uncle who really wants solar, but his wife doesn't want solar. Let's game plan and strategize for the meeting, because now I got to win over the wife. We can make it a 3 versus 1. Me, my mentee, and the uncle to convince the wife that solar is the way to go. These types of conversations are going to lead to closes. I also have Mr. Tom Cotter here. If you ever have questions, like crazy questions, this is the guy to talk to.
And speaking of that, Tom, what do you do to try to figure out in your discovery how to really make your deal clean? How to get you there during your discovery stage? Give him the clicker.
So I've talked a bit about discovery over the last few years, and I think that there's 3 things that are important for discovery. There's more, but there's 3 main things. So you want to know what their energy usage and what their cost is. You want to know the home eligibility. Are they completely covered by trees? How much roof space do they have? And financial qualification also. You need to know financial qualification to know what they may qualify for and what product may be best for them. Can they use the 30% federal tax credit? If not, then maybe you're weighted more heavily towards a PPA or a lease product. And I think as you are discovering and uncovering things with that lead, you want to discover before you diagnose. That's going to build rapport, credibility with them, and while this isn't a training on discovery, it's a part of selling a clean project because you will uncover things that help those projects to go more smoothly and for you to serve them better. So As you are doing that, what will help you uncover better is to understand that discovery is active listening, it's note-taking, it's collecting information, it's the basis for what you are recommending, what equipment, what financing, what system size, and what discovery is not is just, it's not just a Q&A session. You're not just going down your checklist. It's a conversation with them. It's not sharing a solution yet because you haven't discovered what solution best fits them. And it's not an equal two-way conversation. You want to get them talking more than you're talking. And it's definitely not overcoming objections as well. As you are discovering if you can figure out their motivation, that will help to go into, tying into a clean project as well. You can see the 4 things that are up there that may motivate someone to go solar. It could be more than money, right? And it's a bonus if you can uncover their feelings about why they're looking into solar. So you can ask them, why am I here? What's the reason that you are looking into solar? And I wanted to share this too. I put this in Pioneers and shared it on different trainings. But as you are generating leads and talking to homeowners and different utilities around the country, you're going to have to understand what the solar policy is of that utility. And if you take a screenshot, take a picture of these 3 links that you can type into Google's browser, not just the search window, but Google browser. This is specific for Duke Energy. So if I had never sold in Duke before and I didn't know anything about their solar policy, that top link would show me every page on Duke's site that talks about solar. The second link would show me every single page within Duke's site that mentions NEM. The third link would show, I think I did that wrong.
Net metering.
Yeah, net metering. So you can pick different terms and you can search specifically that site rather than just going through their menu because some of those pages are buried. That will help you to be able to set correct expectations, design, and have your projects go more smoothly, okay? And what would talking with Tom be like if I didn't say check knowledge base? So this is a QR code that doesn't go to the impact report. It goes to the discovery page in knowledge base, hopefully, if I did that right. And so that's a recent, I think it's within the last 3 months, it's a newer page in knowledge base. Wanted to make sure you knew about that page, check knowledge base. But starting on the front end to just do the basic sales things of uncovering and analyzing will help you definitely have more clean deals, and I think that's why I was invited up here on stage.
Yeah, and I was going to say, one of the things in discovery too, I'm sure you guys would agree, is simple questions. You pull up their house on a GPS, you see that they have multiple structures. You immediately ask them, are all of these structures permitted? Because you know what's going to happen if one of them's not. Who doesn't know what happens if one of them's not? Raise your hand, because we'll educate you right now. What happens is the AHJ, the authority having jurisdiction, is going to say, we cannot give you a solar permit unless all of their structures are permitted. So now you have to wait for the customer to get their stuff sorted out. So It's always good to do that due diligence up front. You can get that done sometimes right there in discovery. Just a simple, easy question like, hey, I just noticed that you have like a couple structures. It looks like you have a metal shop or whatever. Everything permitted on property? Great, that's all you got.
I've got one more thing for those of you who are tier 3 in the room. So Mike and Jesus, if you're in here, it's kind of bright up here. But Jesus and Mike are from Florida. They work with me. And Jesus last night said, hey, I have a job to tag you on in Puerto Rico. And I said, thank you, I don't want that. Let me tell you who you should tag in Puerto Rico, though, and thank you, David, Ringo. But while I could figure out Puerto Rico, I don't have experience selling there, and it's a very different market. And so I said, I want you to tag somebody else who is on the leaderboard for selling in Puerto Rico. And so don't be afraid to recommend other tier 3 if you don't have experience in that market yet. And maybe for your first lead in that market, you want to tag a tier 3 that has experience to fast track your learning. Don't be afraid to do that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tom, for that. So this, you guys, this is all just really great stuff. You know, Jordan, during the sales consultation, what do you do during your process to ensure you'll have a clean deal? You know, what do you do during your actual consultation side of the process to ensure that clean deal?
Well, like one of the things that you really need to analyze is when you go into that presentation, I spend as much time just asking the homeowner the right questions. So just like on the front end when you're doing a discovery, a lot of my discovery processes actually happen even before getting into that consultation, but it's a little bit more of an automated nature. So when they're booking on my Calendly, I picked this up from you actually, was like I started asking for like roof age, like not getting that surprise going in, going, oh wow, you do have a roof that's over 20 years old. I'm preemptively ordering that roofing proposal and then running those numbers just to have them just in case. So you need to be actually being consultative more than anything else in the closing cycle. So spend more time asking questions than necessarily talking, and my Fathom, when I'm recording it, tells me my talk time. So I can tell exactly how the conversation is going during that consultation with the homeowner, depending on how much they're actually talking back to me. So less time I actually have a talk time on that score, the better actually, because now we're having a good candid conversation. Doing the precursor stuff when you're coming in, you're going, okay, from a discovery perspective, you want to make sure that you have as much like photo information as you possibly can. So I always, and I heard this one time saying, well, you know, if you're applying for a mortgage, somebody asks you all this information for a pre-qualification stage. And I do the same thing before I ever get to that consultation where I'm saying, okay, hey, send me a list of, you know, all the necessary requirements, you know, your picture your main service panel. I want to know those surprises early so that I can be prepared for them. The last thing that you want when you're selling a clean deal is having an MPU sneak up on you. And thankfully with more of the battery architecture, we're avoiding that. So what I like to really do is really hone in on the outages, doing a bubble of protection around the homeowner. I'm not selling as much savings today as I am actually energy security in my conversations. So I'll bring up just the facts, and because of my IT background, I love deep diving into the facts. You know, you and I go back and forth on this, on the Franklin storage and like Tesla and like
10 o'clock at night.
At weird hours. Like who talked to it? Oh, it's Owen. And I'm talking to Owen again. My wife's like looking at me like, who are you chatting with? So that's what I like to go and deep dive into that conversation with the homeowner so they go, oh, he knows his stuff. Because who else are they talking to where they might have been brand new or they have no idea what they're talking about with the battery storage? I actually have competitors reaching out to me on Facebook asking me, hey, I see what you're doing. Can we have a Zoom call? And I really want to make sure I don't do wrong by my homeowner. That's good. That's what you want to be doing. So what I always do is I'm in that technical deep dive with that homeowner, and I want them to see me as a trusted advisor and somebody that they can call to say, I'm sizing this correctly. I'm not going to, as much as you're like, well, I want you to give me X, Y, and Z. Like, you'll have those homeowners that do that, right? It's like, well, I got the quote for 24 panels from this person, and I'm like, with one battery. Well, actually, I'm getting two. Yeah, they're two 5Ps. Like, that doesn't count. Right? Like, I'm sizing this for you, and this is why I'm doing it this way. And when you do that, you establish dominance. Like, you're like, hey, you need me, and I'm telling you exactly why you need this solution, so you should trust me by the time that we're done with this consultation. So that even if we don't sign today, you're coming back to me and you're going, okay, you know what? I trust you. So, and you'd be surprised, even homeowners that don't even move forward, that just send referrals. You know, I mean, and ones that's the strangest thing. When you get somebody that actually went the other direction and they come back months later going, I should have gone with you, you know, that type of thing. That happens from time to time. But that means you're doing something correctly, right? So when you're talking through the consultation, when you're talking through the numbers, get used to using different assets too. That's really important. Like, I like to bring up different things. I don't use the homeowner presentation deck. I've talked about this. My presentation is, I have very, very finite amount of time with this homeowner, like 45 minutes. This might be the last time and only time that I talk to them. Therefore, I need to make sure that that 45 minutes matters. So at that moment, I need to make sure that I'm establishing myself as the expert, that I'm listening to their needs, all of those types of details, and I'm bringing up different like pictures of installations, spec sheets, you know, and if they don't care about that, I'm avoiding that. But I have different things that are on tap that I can actually go in and show the homeowner as well. So I really have gotten to this point where when I sell against the competition, I am calling out the BS that I see.
And during that consultation, again, with scope of work confirmation coming up, it's very important to also know your market enough, to know your utility enough, so that you're prepared and ready to ask them for the things like you know you're going to need for utility documentation. You know you're going to need for homeowners insurance or something if you're in Florida or whatever, or if they're tier 2. So just kind of always having your ducks in a row during that consultation and ready to go, because once you close that deal, you want to have all of those docs collected at time of sale, because it's so hard to get it 3 days later.
Set that expectation too,
Yep.
because like, hey, you're going to get a battery acknowledgement confirmation. You're going to get these different things. So the more that you prepare them for that, try to do that, especially with Sonova and TPO, you know, those types of things. They have a whole different set
Title.
of, they have a whole set of requirements. Yeah, prep them for that.
Awesome. So going over to you, Cynthia, you know, there's a lot of people in the industry that think their job is done once the contract's signed. And we know that's not true. We know your job's not done just because you signed a contract. So what is it that you do post-contract to have such clean projects and happy customers? And you can stand up too. if you
Okay,
want.
great,
I
thank
know you want to.
I
She's
usually
all
wear
damn,
glasses,
I'm up.
so I'm gonna have to stand up. Who has had a cancellation before? Let's be honest. Be honest, raise them high. Yeah, me too. I've had a whole lot. In fact, I started my career, I went door knocking for the first time and closed 6 out of 6 sales that I set, and I was like, this is great, I'm gonna make so much money. And I had most of those cancel my first month because I did not know how to properly set expectations, and I did not know how to reassure a client. Have you ever made a decision and then you second guess yourself? Yes, our clients do too. So it's really important that we take control of our business, that we reassure them throughout the process. That's why we decided to put post-contract as a part of selling a clean deal, because it really doesn't count until that glass hits the roof. Because really, they can cancel anytime prior to that, right? So I learned every single way to take care of a deal, reassure the client. Really, the first thing is to make sure you have a clean handoff. Is this showing? A clean handoff means what we just went over, uploading all the correct documents, having extremely detailed project handoff notes, everything that you think a project manager should know about this project, right? This homeowner doesn't like panels on the front of the roof. They would prefer the battery in this location. As many details as possible, the more details, the better. Very, very important. Also, explain the communication process to your client. They have no idea what to expect, right? You are not the project manager. I always tell them, I am not the project manager. You will have a dedicated project manager who is in charge behind the scenes. They will move the project along. I am going to be here to communicate with you if you have any questions, making sure that they have the app downloaded as well, because that's another communication channel. That takes some pressure off of you and off of the project manager to communicate with the clients. HOA, initiate the process. We just went over this with scope of work. If you can get the HOA application at sale, then we can see what the HOA CC&Rs are. Those are the governing laws of each HOA that show how a house must look and what the regulations are for solar. You don't want to wait until site survey, because some of those are very specific to design. And now that they're trying to get you guys the design 2 days after site survey, you want to make sure you reach out to the HOA at sale to get those CC&Rs, get the application, have the homeowner fill it out right away, because you might have a HOA that says, we want black railing. Well, there goes our whole scope of work confirmation process. We have to change the design. You know, it's going to stall your project. So if you can do that in the beginning, that would be great. Having a customer management system is really important. I can't believe the amount of tools, and thank you, Shannon, for such an amazing presentation. She's amazing, girl power, great job. But she went over all of these new tools. Powur, it just amazes me how many new tools Powur's always throwing at us to make running our businesses so much more effective. But we also need to take ownership of our own businesses. We're independent. I treat my operation like a business. I offer white glove customer service. I have my own customer management system. I make sure I'm communicating with clients before they even get a chance to ask me a question. I let them know ahead of time, hey, Mr. Customer, I'm gonna check in with you every single Monday. You're gonna get all of the updates on your app. You're also gonna get a really detailed update at every project milestone via email, but I'm gonna reach out to you every Monday to make sure you got that update, to give you an ETA, to explain what's next, and to be here for any questions. This also frees up the rest of your week, right? So I do this every Monday. It's just an admin thing. You can see my project management system on the left-hand side here. I have all my customers listed per month of sale. I have the project IDs on an Excel. This is just an Excel spreadsheet. You can have a CRM, whatever works best for you. On the left-hand side, I have hyperlinks. When I click it, it takes me right into my Powur project page. I have their names there, so every single week, I check off each customer, let them know what their project update is and what's coming next. That way, it's always me updating them, not them reaching out to me. Calendar site surveys. All site surveys and installs I schedule. So I am reaching out to them the morning of saying, hey, first of all, I'm reaching out the day before, letting them know, hey, this is going on tomorrow. Just wanted to make sure you remember. And the morning of, I'm checking in with them at 7 a.m. saying, hey, just another reminder, your crew is going to arrive between 7 and 9 today. Please inform me right away if they do not. Here's the customer care phone number. Here's the chat. If you need anything, if they do not arrive, please reach out via chat to let us know. That way, you're not getting a text saying, hey, it's 3 p.m. Where are the guys? Because things happen. This is construction, right? So you want to get ahead of it. Same thing with installations. Day of installations, hey, congratulations, it's installation day. The crew should arrive between this time. If for whatever reason you need anything urgent, this is the right channel, chat.powur.com. So make sure your clients have the tools. That way it is proactive and not reactive. Make sure they have the tools ahead of time so that you're not putting out fires, you're preventing these fires. All right, another thing that we like to do are installation gifts. Oh, apart from that, I wanted to mention use the tools. We have so many tools, right? We just talked about scope of work with Shannon and all these other tools Cami and the team are always throwing at us. Use the tools. We're able to have a huddle with the project managers now. That's been fantastic. Who loves that? Yes. I was so happy when that came out. You're able to get design on there sometimes, and so use the tools, schedule a huddle, assign your project manager a ticket if you don't understand something. Make sure you get an installation gift out. We make a lot of money. Give them a gift. Send a gift, mail it, drop it off if you can. Installation gifts are important. That's something that I do not falter on. I always send an installation gift, and I do a project closeout call, because even though you installed a system, you want to make sure to get more clients. This is all a part of selling a clean deal. You want to do a project closeout call. You want to make sure they understand and they remember. They forget a lot of things from the consultation. You ever had a client forget that you explained the federal tax credit? You ever have a client forget about the 30-year warranty, how that works? You ever have a client forget to add the system to homeowners insurance if they buy it? That's very important. You want to make sure to have a closeout call, remind them of all these things. These are the to-dos you have, Mr. Customer. Now let's make sure you can log into your app. Let me make sure to let you know what your target production number is. Do you remember how to reach out to customer care if you need anything? Okay, great. Do you have any other questions? That's putting a bow and tie on it. And that is going to free up your time later from people reaching out to you. Hey, what's wrong with my system? I don't know what to do. Where do I go? Who do I reach out to? And you're in the middle of a consultation and you can't get to them as quick. But what if your clients already knew all that up front? So all of this is really important part of selling a clean deal, tying it up nicely with the bow. A bill review, if you guys can schedule a bill review a few months in. This is something from Solar City Sunrun days. If you guys were part of corporate solar, you know that we did bill reviews because that was a chance to A, get referrals, but also to make sure that they are on the right track and they're understanding their system. So I just wanted to show you guys one last thing. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I wanted to show you what my project closeout looks like. Hopefully you can take a picture of this. If not, you can email me, solarwithcynthia@gmail.com, and I can send you a copy of this. But every single customer, just to make sure they get uniform service, I'm gonna go through a project closeout list. And on this list it says, did I request installation pics? Did I get paid? Is there installation on the map? Now Powur does that for us, so we don't even need to do that. Did we send them monitoring info? Did I confirm that they were able to log in and understand their app? Yes. Did I send an installation GIF or drop one off? Yes. Did I ask for a referral? Yes or no? Did I ask for a review? Yes or no? Did I send them the pictures of their installation and ask them to post it to their Facebook? Yes or no? And did I give them the customer service number? I just added another one that says, oh gosh, I lost my train of thought, but it was very important. Hopefully I'll think about it later. But this is your business, you guys. This is our business. You know, sometimes I hear a lot of people complain about our bumps in the road. You heard Jonathan Budd. We've made so many changes in just a few short years. Will anyone agree that the projects are running smoother than ever now? Much better, right? Than a few years ago? A few years is nothing, you guys. It is nothing. In corporate solar, if you worked for another solar company before, we've had the same issues we have here. But take ownership of your business, have a system, sell the deal clean, and tie it up nicely, and things will be a lot better for you. Thank you, guys.
So you guys, I just want to say again, mic freaking drop on that, because she's right about every single thing. And if you don't have a process, if you're not organized, you should be able to manage dozens of deals simultaneously and still have them all be clean, still have them all go to permit, all go to the roof, all go to the, just have a system that works. Use her system, it freaking works. She's $1 million jacket winner. Use his system, it works. Just use a system and get organized. And I do want to say thank you so much for our panelists. Thank you to Tom, to Cynthia, to Jordan, to Owen for just giving us their time and their expertise. And if you're not on Monday forums, get on Monday forums, because that's where these guys show up, and that's where we talk about a lot of stuff happening at Powur, in our industry, and that's where we drop some knowledge. So thank you again.
Can I add one thing?
Huh?
I'm gonna add one thing.
Yes, you can.
So,
we got 2 minutes. You can do whatever you
One
want.
of the reasons I'm with Powur is Powur listens. So I've been with Powur for about 4 years. So there has been shit. I've sold bad deals, and what Powur does is they listen. So what I ask is, you see anyone wearing an orange shirt that's staff, go and give them a big hug. And when we talk to these people, when you send negative energy, that becomes a part of you. So if you think, okay, I go to my client and now I'm nice, they can sense your disgusting energy. Keep it positive, please. I mean, your tickets can be harmful. I've seen horrible tickets that people write. Let's keep this chill. These people want the product to work too, and you need to have positive energy. So I'll leave that.
Thank you.